Alright, so this page was meant to just jog your memories about how you define slope. Slope is going to be the rise over the run, or the change in y over the change in x, vertical change over horizontal change, or hopefully you all remember y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is our go-to formula, y2 minus y1, that gives you the vertical change, x2 minus x1, that gives you the horizontal change. That ratio is the slope. Alright, so like I said, I like to marry the picture with every idea that we learn, if possible. So we have negative 1, 1, and we have 5, 3. So that's there. So this is the line that goes through those. I want the slope, and that's a horizontal change of 6 and a vertical change of 2. Y over change in x is 2 over 6, and it's going up. They're both positive. That simplifies to a 1/3. There's our answer. Now you could do 3 minus 1 over 5 minus negative 1 minus negative 1, which would give you 2 over 6, which would equal 1/3. I like the picture. That's how I think about it. But you can do whatever you want, whichever way works. Alright, so there's a U-try. Just find the slope between those 2 points. Alright, so there's a couple of weird slopes. When we have a horizontal line, yikes, wowzers, that slope is 0. Alright, so horizontal line, when the y values are the same, there's no rise. That's like 0 rise over some run. That's going to give you a slope of 0. Now, when we have a vertical line, that is when the x is the same. So if this is like 4, 5, and 4, 15, all right, that's going to give you some rise with 0 run. And when you divide by 0 here, that gives you undefined. So our 2 weird ones are undefined for a vertical line, and slope is 0, which is a number for a horizontal line. Next, parallel lines. Why? That just means that they have the exact same slope. So any 2 lines with the exact same slope, so like this has a slope of 1/2 and this has a slope of 1/2, will never meet. Or if they're both vertical lines and their slopes are both undefined, then they are parallel. Determine whether these are parallel. So you have to get the slope for L1 and then the slope for L2, and then determine if they're the same, then they're parallel. Alright, perpendicular lines. So this is a square. Square obviously has right angles. So if I place this right there, then we can see that this line and this line meet at a right angle. That's what perpendicular lines are. They meet at 90 degrees. So how are their slopes related? Well, this is a rise of 2. So this blue line is a slope of 2/3 because it's a rise of 2 and a run of 3. This red line here is a slope of down 3, forward 2. So that is a slope of negative 3/2. So perpendicular lines are related in this way. They are opposite opposites, or negative reciprocals. So if we take this and flip it and change the sign, we get that. That's how we know the slopes are perpendicular. Alright, so now the actual equations. The equation for a vertical line is going to be x equals some number. So if this is 4 and 4, 0, then that would be the line x equals 4, because every x coordinate is going to have x coordinate 4, y coordinate something. Similarly, a horizontal line is going to be a y equals equation. So if that passes through the point 0, 3, and this is the point 10, 3, well, 3 3 is always the y coordinate. So 3 and 3, y equals 3 is the equation of that line. So you're going to have to remember those. All right, so our go-to formula is y minus y1 equals the slope times x minus x1. So here, x1 is 1, y1 is 3. And we're doing this fast. It's easy to mix up the numbers because it goes xy here and then yx there. We do y minus the y coordinate, which is 3, equals the slope, which is 2, times x minus the x coordinate, which is 1. And if we were to plot that, we got 1, 3. If we did a slope of 2, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, there we go. And it says find an equation. That's an equation. I don't have to do anything else. You can always determine the equation of a line with 2 pieces of information. That's, you need to know. There's a Ch1. All right, here's our key example. You should all know how to do this from Algebra 1. All right, we need the slope. All right, that's one piece of information. So -1 minus 2 over 4 minus 3 equals -3 over 7. All right, so we have our slope. Now we need the equation of the line. So our go-to formula is y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1. And what we're going to do is plug in our slope and then plug in the, let's use this one. It doesn't matter which point we use, we just got to pick one. So we're going to do y minus 2 equals -3/7 times x minus -3. So y x plus 3. That is sufficient. You should also be able to change that to y equals form if needed. So here's some practice for you to try. Here's a little synopsis of what you should have learned, and I'll see you next class.